to the Sanibel Captiva Guide podcast. On this episode, I'd like you to welcome Rob Churchill here. He's going to be joining us. He's got a new venture, currently working at the Sanctuary, which I'm sure you're familiar with. It's a private club that's the golf course, which is on Wolford Road, which is towards Captiva.
North of Ding Darling.
North of Ding Darling, yeah. One of the best golf courses I've ever played. It's truly fantastic. Private, though. But the clubhouse is fantastic. But you've got new ventures coming up. Tell us a little bit about how you ended up on the island, Rob. Let's start there to begin with.
I have been a golf professional for 25 years. I took a position at the Sanctuary as the Director of Outside Operations. And so I've been on the island since 2020. I arrived at COVID, which was a great time to arrive.
Perfect time.
It was a perfect time to arrive.
Right.
I said, this is going to be great. What do you mean everyone's going to drive in golf carts by themselves?
Right.
So
This is all your fault.
This
right?
was everything. I've only had one normal season on that island so far, and I'm hoping
right. Fingers
that
we
we're
are
gonna
too.
have another one. But,
we are too.
So
yeah.
what does the Director of Operations do?
I take care of everything outside, guest services, make sure everyone has what they need, where they're going, make sure the tea's running on time. I used to teach, but then I just couldn't handle answering the phones anymore. There's only so many stupid questions that you can have in a 20-year career before you lose your mind.
Right.
So you moved on from that.
So I moved on from that, and it's been great. The membership is awesome.
How many members are at the club?
Just around 350.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's exclusive.
It is. We have, but you would never know it from the people there.
No.
They always just treat you kindly, with respect. They're friendly. They want to know you. It's the best membership I've ever had the privilege of working for, and I've worked at a lot of clubs.
Right.
So
I think that kind of says about Sanibel. It is. I mean, it's a expensive place to live, but people are so genuinely nice.
They're genuinely nice people. Like, you can tell when they're a tourist real quick at Dock Forge when they start barking at people, and everyone kind of gives them the look and be like, "We're going to take you outside."
So you came down here at the Sanctuary. So tell us a little bit about the project that you got coming up, because it's a total 360.
It's actually started already.
Yeah,
It started already. Okay.
It's very. I have been backstory to this. 2018, my wife said I needed a hobby. She thought I was going to pick the gym, and instead, it's not working right now. Okay.
Right.
Instead, I decided to dive into stand-up comedy. So I did an open mic. I came in second place that night.
Wow.
And then we were like, we're off to the races. The very next time I got on stage, crickets.
Oh, no.
Bombs.
Oh.
Really?
I shouldn't do this anymore. But
What kept you going?
just the love of hearing people laugh.
Right.
It's so much fun hearing people, like a whole room, laugh at something that you're saying and making jokes. And
Where was your first open mic?
the Laugh-In Comedy Cafe, which is in
Fort
Fort Myers.
Myers.
Yeah,
Fort
yeah.
Myers,
It's now called something else.
I think Snappers or something.
Snappers Comedy Club. That's
Right.
what it's called.
That's it, yeah.
I'm not allowed there.
Oh, no.
All right, we won't go into
We
that.
won't go
All
into
right,
that
right.
one. That's a whole other story.
Right,
We don't
moving
have
on.
time.
Right. Ooh.
But it was the
Off
Laugh-In
mic.
when I was there, and it was a great spot, and I loved it. And it was my home club for about 4 years. COVID kind of flipped things upside down a little bit.
What was the dance club next door? Wasn't there?
Yes,
That's been
Groove
closed for
Street.
a long. Yeah, Groove Street.
Groove Street.
Yes,
Yes,
it
I've
was
heard.
groovy.
Yeah, I've heard some things about Groove Street. It's been very interesting place. I wouldn't lick the carpet there.
Oh,
if I
gosh,
was-
no.
that's probably not a good decision.
We've been in there a few times, Laurie.
Not grooving though, kind of standing against the wall.
That's
thinking,
probably
"Oh
the
my gosh."
safest place you could be over there.
Right.
But yeah, it's been fun. And then I got a pretty sizable break after COVID. I ended up, Ron White actually asked me to open for him.
No way.
Yeah, so-
Ron White, the famous Ron White
Yeah.
is now in Austin, Texas, and he's performing at the Mothership, which is Joe Rogan's place.
Yes.
He
Oh,
performs there a
okay.
lot.
He's been working on all this. So when COVID kind of went by the wayside in 2021, he came out and started doing some small clubs in Florida.
Really?
And yeah, he actually was the feature, which is like the middle guy of the show. So
Okay.
he'd go
Not
on
the
before the
headliner.
headliner and just
Right.
work on 20 minutes. So I got a call, and I go, hey, there's a top secret guy coming to the club. We need you to host tonight. I said, oh, okay. Okay. So I show up, and there's a tour bus parked out back, and I was like, "Who's here?" And they're like, "Ron White." I was like, "No, really, who's here?" And they were like,
Really?
"Ron
Yeah,
White's
really?
here." And he opened for Dale Jones, who is this T-shirt that I'm wearing.
Dale Jones is like the real deadpan.
No, Dale is out of it. He's like the Robin Williams now. He acts like he reminds me of Robin Williams. And Dale is one of the funniest comics and one of the nicest guys I've ever worked with. He actually lived down here for a little while. He lives in Atlanta now. If you can see him, go see him.
Okay.
He's plays at Off the Hook in Naples and
Can we get him on Sanibel?
I'm going to try.
Okay.
Dale has got.
Haven't got to that.
Sorry.
Yet.
Dale
You're
is very expensive.
Yeah.
He's very expensive. But I got
the feature bit. So why would a big star like that come to? No disrespect, but a local comedy club like that, if they're doing the feature, is that when they're working out a bit?
Yeah, they're working out new material.
Okay.
And after he did a few feature spots, he started headlining some clubs around Florida. He bounced around a little bit, so he asked me to open for him after I hosted for him, and it was awesome. So after that, I got to be the feature, and now we're working our way up. We're a headliner, but now I've decided, I go, well, let's just forgo all that and open our own club.
Wow.
I love it.
Wow.
Since you're banned from the other one, you need to have your own club,
I need my
right?
space. It's the whole thing was after the hurricane. I was on the island probably 5 days later. So I really got to see everything as it was, and the club being closed for 3 months, and then hearing the stories of all the people and the members that had suffered such a tremendous loss.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to do comedy on the island. It was just finding the right spot to do it. So, people said, "We'll try this place. We'll try this place. Try this place." And so then I ended up at Rosalita's.
So you ended up back where there was an original comedy club.
Exactly.
20 years ago.
And they didn't know that. Tim McGowan, who owns Rosalita's, told me to talk to their GM and asked if I went over and asked if they'd be interested in doing a comedy night. I go, just Thursday night, every other week. I'll bring in some comics. We'll see how it does. We sold out our first 9 shows, and we named the club Calusa Comedy after the Caloosahatchee River.
Right.
I wanted to make sure that everyone knew it was local.
Perfect.
I wanted to make sure it was Southwest Florida, born and raised.
Yeah.
So we got
I think
the
your
name.
logo's even is it an alligator?
Yeah, it's an alligator
That's what I
wearing a
thought.
fedora, having a microphone with a tie on in a swamp. In front
Of course.
As you
Yeah.
should.
As you would.
Yeah, it's great. You guys can see it on CalusaComedy.com. But so I started it, and we sold out our first 9 shows. And I
Amazing.
said, this is weird. I wasn't expecting this kind of
Response.
at all, because everyone's used to the guy with the guitar in the corner.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Everyone's used to hearing Jimmy
Dinner
Buffett.
music,
Yeah.
right.
Pirate looks at 40,
Yeah.
grapefruit and juicy fruit, and hearing that guy, and the covers and everything like that. So the response I kept getting was, it's so nice to have something different on the island.
Yeah. Because we used to have theaters so we
Right.
really don't have anything like what you're doing. So
Right. It's
awesome.
just, it's music now. I mean, we still have a little bit
big
of
arts,
art.
yeah.
I mean, Big Arts is,
Right,
the
that's-
building's
yeah.
gone.
Right.
Oh
right.
yeah, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I guess the actual Big Arts itself has a theater that
Yeah.
brings in acts
Yeah.
and stuff. You're right.
Yeah, and
you're right.
and somewhere down the road, hopefully we can work with them and bring comedy, like a really
bigger.
really big named act
Yeah,
for a theater
'cause they
show.
have a
That'd be
beautiful theater.
yeah.
And
When
then-
they get back to their feet again, that's the target. But until then, like I said, we are at Rosalita's, and we decided to take over the spare building.
So it's Rosalita's. There's the main building, and then next to it, joined by a boardwalk, is actually a smaller building, which is a perfect spot for a comedy club.
It is.
How many people fit?
70. Yeah, we
Perfect.
get
Perfect,
70
yeah.
people. We're trying to stretch it up a little bit, maybe get to 76.
Right.
Just trying to reconfigure the room, because it's really been a matter of testing things out.
Right.
Trying to see what works, the seating arrangement. It's funny because we did our first 2 shows, and I came in for the 3rd show, and the bar was missing.
Oh, really?
Oh,
So the
what they
bar's
took the
gone.
bar out?
They took the bar
Oh, I didn't know
out,
that.
so that's our stage area now.
Oh,
They
okay.
put in a backdrop curtain. They
So
put
it's
in,
going to be all bottle service. I mean, or waitress service.
Yeah, it'll be all waitress service. Like the bar wasn't used when we did the shows anyways, but
okay.
they just took it out to increase the seating capacity, because they saw that
How popular it was.
the numbers were good. So we started. So the first shows were capped at 50, and then we realized if we took the bar out, now we're at 70.
Okay. Have I had my head under the sand? When did you open?
Our first show was the third week in January of this year.
Wow.
You have had your and me too as well.
It
was
I was not good at. I just wanted to test drive it basically, and my members were the ones I told originally.
okay. So all the sanctuary members have been going.
To be fair, Rob, we have asked a few people and a few well-connected people, and we were all like, "There's a comedy club. There's a comedy club." So hopefully the word
I'm
gets
not
out.
good at advertising,
But you did sell it out, so you must have been doing something right.
I brought in acts I knew could be relatable to the audience because that's what I am as a comic too. I like to do stuff that's relatable to you, the audience. I don't want to go on some weird tirade adventure and be overly graphic or swear too much. And don't get me wrong, I'm originally from Boston, so I swear a lot. I'm not a clean comic, but I'm not an offensive comic in the topics that I cover. And I brought in the same kind of comics to do
Which is perfect because you know the area, you know the people. So you're catering to the audience.
And that's what the goal was, to make sure that I brought in comics that were going to make people laugh. And luckily enough for me, all the comics did that I brought in.
Right.
And there are a lot of guys that people have never heard of, but I know through my network here in Florida, and having done this for 6 years, I was reaching out to specific comics to bring in. And that's the way it's been all summer, too. And it's been great.
And what a great gig for a comic. Come to an island in Florida.
Could you mind coming to a tropical island in paradise where we're going to do a nice, intimate venue of 70 people and just have a great time? And we're going to get you some great Tex-Mex food in the process.
Exactly.
So what was it? So the deal was it was originally going to be every Thursday, twice a month. What is it now? What's your plans for the future? Obviously, now as we're looking at if you're watching this, whenever you're watching it, it's August, which is notoriously the slowest time of the year in Florida.
Right.
But when it comes up to season, what are you hoping to do?
Starting October 10th, we are going to go to 3 nights a weekend.
Wow.
So we're going to go Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 7:30 show each night, every other week.
Okay. Wow.
I thought that I didn't want to burn the market out.
Right.
I didn't want to stack it with a comic every week.
Yeah.
Because I just don't think that the island needs it every week, but they definitely need it every other week.
Right.
And it's also enables me to attract comics that most places might not be able to get, and to have an entire different roster of comics come in for the 25-26 season.
Gotcha.
So anyone you see this season, you're not going to see next season.
Right.
And then it's going to be the same, vice versa.
Right.
So we're able to bring in a really great name comics. Like my schedule is booked. I've booked the entire season out. We're actually got a show next Thursday, and we're doing every 2 weeks until October 10th. We're just doing a single show every 2 weeks, just like we did for the rest of the season prior. And then we go October 10th. We're opening with a local comic, Sheena Reagan, and she's hysterical. She's a clean comic. She's so funny. And she was the first comic that I brought back in January. So I was like, there's only one way to have this.
Yeah.
The person that kicked it off, let's kick it off again. And then
That's
the
awesome.
lineup is stacked with comics that are just hysterical.
So if you're planning your vacation, make sure you're on the right week to get here.
Yes, check out the website, which is Calusa, CALOOSA, comedy.com. That lists all our shows, lists the links to get tickets. It'll tell you even who the feature act is. So, because those guys need credit too. So you'll see the description of the headliner. There's videos on there, little clips you can check out. And as a comic myself, I can tell the audience, make sure you know who you're going to see. I've seen it a lot in the business where people were like, well, I didn't think they were funny at all. Well, you bought the ticket.
Right. You can check them out on YouTube.
Yeah, you should know who you're going to see.
Yeah.
So I would definitely suggest, I make sure that I put clips, 2 to 4 minute clips on my website. And I also put it on Eventbrite, which is what we sell our tickets through. So if you just click the poster on the front, it'll come up with a clip real quick, so you can see before you purchase tickets. So it's super easy. I want to try to make it as easy as possible for you to come out, have a great time, laugh your butt off, really enjoy yourself.
Right. So can you get food
Yeah, full menu.
Oh, full menu.
Full
okay.
menu and a full bar, so you can come in and just like you were having dinner at Rosalita's, you do the same thing. The doors open at 6:00,
Right?
So you can come in,
Have your food first,
Yep.
and then comedy show at 7:30.
Yeah, because some come in at 7:15, and if it's really funny first guy, there may be a choking hazard. We don't need that kind of that kind of risk, happening. Like I have given the Heimlich maneuver to someone in a comedy club
Jeez.
before. Okay,
This is true.
This is a true story. I did it. It happened in Port Charlotte, and I gave the Heimlich maneuver, saved a woman's life. Great story. And then I had to go. Then I had to go on stage, and I was sweating profusely. I was like, "You would know what I just did back there. Did you see it? Did you see it?"
Wow, that's awesome. So is it? So if you don't have dinner, is there like the 2-drink minimum, like a normal
There is a
comedy
2-item per person purchase. So it could be a drink and an app.
Right.
It could be 2 drinks.
Which is fair
Is there
enough.
a door? There's a door fee, obviously.
Yeah, there is. There's always a ticket. Definitely get tickets ahead of time. Because normally I will put out tomorrow whether there's a low ticket alert. It's always what I try. So right now I think there's 29 tickets available for next Thursday. We sold out our last July show, which blew my mind. I said, now I got to add more shows.
This is awesome.
So I added a second show in August and a second show in September.
Oh my gosh.
And the August shows are very different. The August 15th show is Vienne Pomachan, who is actually a real doctor. He's a real ears, nose, and throats, but very easy for you to say.
Right.
But an ENT doctor, but he's got a dry bar special out with over 2 million views. He's touring all over the country. This week, he's actually at the Asheville Comedy Festival, and he's coming in here next week along with Rob Churchill, who used to be on 96 K-Rock right here in Fort Myers.
Yeah, Rob Churchill. I know that name.
That is awesome.
Yeah, so they'll be here on the 15th, and then we totally flipped the script with Catherine Maloney at the end of the month. Now, Catherine is, I would not say dirty, but she swears a lot.
Okay.
Right.
So
Be
be
warned.
prepared. Yeah, be warned that Catherine has the mouth of a New Jersey truck driver at rush hour. But she is so funny, and she makes me laugh every time. And the hardest thing to do is make another comic laugh.
Yeah.
And she makes me laugh every time I get to work with her. So I get to bring her in along with Trevor Glassman, who's just did 5 shows out in Las Vegas. So we're getting national people here.
Right.
And we have so many funny people here in Florida.
Yeah.
So it's so great to get them down to this club. And
People wouldn't know this, but there's actually quite a big tour of comics in Florida area, isn't there?
There
There's
is.
From down to there's some quite
Marco Island, there's a
yeah.
comedy
There's some
club.
really well-known clubs down here. Marco, all up on the West Coast, which you wouldn't believe.
yeah, there's a string of clubs like from Tampa down. Is
that what people do? Do they just work their way down? And
they do if they're
around
doing
normally?
single shows. If they're doing a full weekend, they like to break it up, or they have to be X amount of distance away from the other club. Clubs would rather you
Oh, so
Right.
you
because
I
they don't
see.
want to overlap headliners.
Oh, gotcha.
So like in Tampa, you have Side Splitters and Improv, Sarasota, McCurdy's, Port Charlotte, Visani's, which is the comedy zone. Here, Calusa now, Snappers, and then Off the Hook
That's in Marco.
Naples.
Or is it Marco or
Yes,
Naples? Or
they
it used to
were
be.
started in
Yes,
Marco,
that's
but
right.
now they're in Naples.
Okay.
And they're both like Naples. Off the Hook is a fantastic club. Brian Spina runs an amazing thing. Dennis Waters is the GM there. If you're ever down there, go check it out. They have shows all week long. They bring in national headliner Jim Brewer. He lives in Naples now.
I
Oh, he does?
I photographed him.
Max
Remember?
did a charity
he did
fundraiser.
He did a charity fundraiser event for my cousin's school, and
Oh, did
they
he?
needed a photographer for the event. So I did the whole event.
That's awesome.
I got so many pictures of his different. He has really wild facial expressions. So
He
it's
does.
really tight shots of his wild facial expressions. It was
He had
really
the
cool.
theatre, and
It was in Mercado. Yeah.
it's a tough audience because it's a school. It's
Not
a
for Jim Brewer.
public
He'll-
school, but he was brilliant, wasn't
Yeah,
he?
he was brilliant. He was funny as-
brilliant. You know?
Yeah, I mean, and who is Kevin Nealon?
Yes,
has
I was
done
going to say. I
the
was
Shell
trying to
Factory.
think of, the Shell Museum.
Shell Museum.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he comes for
Not
their
the Shell Factory. Very different
No,
place.
very different.
Very different place.
Don't say those words.
Yeah, he headlines for their big charity event that they've had. He's done that several times. So, Did you photograph him too?
No.
No, okay.
I've not heard of Kevin Nealon.
Yeah, it's
Saturday Night Live.
You have comics down here. You have a ton of comics. Kevin Hart is West Palm Beach. I mean,
I didn't know that.
Oh, really?
yeah.
Can we get Kevin Hart?
That would be amazing, but I don't have that many commas in my bank account right now.
Maybe we all chip in.
It's great. I mean, I like just to fly through our lineup real quick. I would start with Sheena Reagan. Then we go with Jimmy Schubert, who has been in a ton of movies, Law and Order, and a whole bunch of stuff. I've got Carl Ramey, whose movie I Possessed is coming out in the next month or so. Independent film is actually marketed out. It's going to be on a cruise ship. They're going to have a whole thing dedicated to it. That's coming out soon. Matt McClowry, James Yon, Dean Napolitano, Chris Frangiola, who has one of the top podcasts in the country, two of the top podcasts in the country, Brian Glowacki.
I must say, your memory is amazing.
Yeah, Mike McCarthy. I have
my notes.
so many great comics coming in.
Mike McCarthy is the Dallas Cowboys.
Almost. This one wears a kilt and Viking helmet, so it might be a little different. Might be a little different.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the comedy barbarian, Mike McCarthy, who's from Boston. And I got Carolyn Plummer, who did Comics Come Home up in Boston, which is Dennis Leary's event. She did the main stage at the TD Garden, so she's coming down here too.
Okay, so everybody needs to jump on the tickets because obviously I think they're going to go quick.
That we're actually, it was crazy when I put shows online. I was like, I did a big show announcement in the first part of the summer, and I put all the tickets out in the first half, and people were already buying tickets for the October and November shows. I'm like, really? Okay. All right.
Maybe you don't even need to be on a podcast to talk about it.
We need to buy some tickets right after this, before this gets released.
Yeah, that's true.
Insider trading, resell. We'll put them on SeatGeek.
I'll tell you what kind you need.
Okay.
I'll be out there scalping tickets outside.
It's going to be great. Wait till you see it. I'll be like, what's going on out there? What is she trading them
Buy,
for?
buy, sell.
Right. Oh, that's
I have a personal question.
Sure.
How was the transition from being comic to comic?
I still
Comic Wrangler.
I still perform a lot. Like I am going to be going to Cherokee, North Carolina for a week. I got to perform at the new Cherokee Comedy Zone in North Carolina, September 18th to the 22nd. And I'm also headlining Visani's on October 23rd, which will be the biggest show for me. That'll be my first. I'm the headliner. This is my gig.
Oh, wow.
So that'll be a lot of fun. But it's just as fun producing a show as it is performing on it. And it gives me chills each time I do it, because if I'm performing and I'm telling the jokes and making people laugh, it's awesome feeling. But to put the show together and hearing an entire audience laugh at something you put together
I bet that's
unbelievable.
awesome. Just because, and you're supporting your local comics too by bringing them.
And I
giving them work.
test drove the car a couple times, like tried to do a show, and I've done like one or two, but like this is different. This is all in. This is paying attention to all the little minute details, making sure scheduling is right. We're working on a deal with one of the resorts on the island to have our comics stay out there.
Oh, cool.
Because I want them to stay on island instead of staying on the mainland. I really want them to see what Sanibel's about. I want them to be able to, like, during the day, relax with their family or their wives or their kids and be able to go out and get to see what we see every day.
Right. And then promote the island to everybody else around the world.
And that's it. And promote the resort and just do a little clip from there every, while they're there, and tag the resort in the thing. So
Great
it's
Well, I think
different, but
you got a great heads up, because you're going to be. I presume the space is going to be used for other things during the rest of the week.
If people need it, I'm sure they're going to do that. But
which is good for you, because it's financially, it gives you a leg up, doesn't it?
We have a deal with them. We have a good deal with them where everyone's happy.
Yeah,
and that's important. Obviously we want to continue to make money and make improvements to the building.
Right.
And that's going to be on Calusa.
Right.
With the permission from Rosalitas. We want to put in a better sound system. We want to put in better lighting. We want to make it a real comedy club. Because Calusa's not going anywhere. Sanibel's our home. Right. We don't want to go anywhere else. We want to continue to expand, down the road sometimes. But Sanibel's going to be home base for us for the next few years, for the foreseeable future. We don't want to leave. We want to make sure that Sanibel gets entertained, that you guys have the best comedians in the country coming in, and that you have a place and an option to do something different.
Yeah, and Rosalita's food. I mean,
Rosalita's food is awesome.
Awesome.
I'd like the steak. Was it the steak fritas? Is it the fritas?
or fajita? I don't know.
That's too. That plate comes home sizzling. You can hear it when it leaves the other building. It comes the way down, the whole way down, and then you can get a picture of margaritas. I was like, I don't think you should do this. There's not any Ubers on the island. We're still working on that right now.
Besides Heimlich, you're going to be picking people up off the floor. You're trained. Then.
Yeah, I was like, we're just going to drag you out, okay? We'll put you out back. I'll get you one of them rickshaws, the people with the bicycles.
Do you know when it was a comedy club blast?
23 years ago, I think.
Okay.
That's from what I hear. Yeah. But it could have been even shorter because someone found an article about the Sanibel Island Comedy Club, and it still had a 941 area code.
Okay.
Oh, did it really?
Yeah,
Right.
I was like, that's old.
So the old bartender from
941?
there is still around.
Dan, right?
He's still around.
Yeah. And I have a vivid memory of being in there and sitting around a table, and somebody said, there's this thing called Google coming out. And
It wasn't that long ago.
I swear, and I just looked up. It was like 98. They started Google or something. I swear to God. And I was like,
You heard
what?
about Google at the Sanibel Island Comedy Club.
I am.
Should have invested then, people.
Big missed
Like-
opportunity.
This is a nice studio, but I better be nicer.
Yeah, way
I'm like,
not.
what is Google? That is true. That is honest.
That's
true.
what we
what
say
is
about
941?
That was the
941
old area code.
It used to just be one, and then it split into two. It went to 395 and 472. But before that, it was just 941.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the
yeah.
941
What,
area
Sanibel was 941?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, now it's 239 though, isn't it?
No. But it's always been 239. But it was 239 941, and then the last four digits.
No, I found this.
no,
It's 941.
It was 941.
Oh, it was?
The area code
Yes.
was 941
Yeah.
back in, because Venice was 813, and then they broke it into, this was 941, and then again it broke it up to 239.
Oh, okay.
I just found the article. This is the only article I can find about the Sanibel Island
And what does
Comedy
it
Club.
say?
It says Sanibel Island Comedy Club serves up the freshest talent in America today. You'll see hilarious adult-oriented shows by national touring comedians seen on HBO, MTV, and The Tonight Show. The club is conveniently located on Sanibel at the intersection of the Sandcap and Rabbit Roads. Call 941-472-8833 for reservations and information.
And was
What
that
year
at
was that?
Timbers?
It doesn't have it. This is the only thing because usually I look up
I
stuff
have
for
looked too. I can't find anything besides that article
this
that
article.
you read.
Yeah,
That's
Really?
it.
This is it. And this is what usually when I'm researching for the trivia at the end, I try to find old history, but I
Right.
can't find anything about it.
Huh.
That's it.
I just remember they said someone named Joe owned it. Was it
Really?
Joe?
Yeah, I wouldn't even
Joe
know who
Mama.
that was.
Yeah. That's it.
That's a joke.
That's exactly
That's
who it
your-
was.
That's a little joke.
It's Italian. It's Italian.
Joe Mama.
Paisan people.
So I guess we didn't say, where is Rosalita's located?
Yeah,
Do you know the address?
975 Rabbit Road. And you can, usually the phone number's on our website for
Right.
Calusa.
Do you have social media, Facebook?
We do.
Instagram?
We have all of the above.
Okay.
We have, and I think we even started a Threads, and I don't even know what that
Ooh.
is.
Yeah,
I don't
I've
either.
Never,
No, I heard it's the friendly Twitter.
Yep.
That's what I heard about.
Really?
Yeah. It's like Instagram is people that can't read. They just look at the pictures. But we do have an Instagram at Calusa Comedy, at Facebook is at Calusa Comedy.
TikTok? Have you delved?
No,
Not
because
there
that
yet.
sounds like too much work. And no one wants to see this face on TikTok all the time. We need other people to do TikToks for us. That's what
Right.
we need. But
Yeah.
So your shows, are you going to be performing too? Are you going to
yeah,
be
I
opening?
host a lot of the shows.
Okay.
I try out new material for the first 5-6 minutes just to
Okay.
try new jokes that I've come up with during the week
Right.
because it helps me add to my time for my regular set.
Right.
I don't think I'm actually performing a full 20 to 25 minute set until March. I scheduled myself till March. But I brought in a bunch of great features that are going to come in. But yeah, normally I'm there hosting.
Yeah.
And a guest will pop in from time to time.
How long is the actual show? So 7:30 start.
Hour and a
you said?
half.
Perfect.
9 o'clock, we want you packing up and out the door. You know, we don't like to run 9:15 at the latest.
9:15 on Sanibel, you'd probably people would be falling asleep.
Yeah,
so that's perfect
yeah.
timing.
They couldn't even lift the torches they wanted to burn us down with. It was like,
Where's that margarita?
yeah. I'll take one. I'll take one more.
Wheel them out.
Yeah.
I wonder what time Rosalitas closes. Do they close at 10 or around that time?
They close around. I think their last food is like 9 o'clock.
Okay.
8:45, 9
It's
o'clock.
really hard to find a place that stays open past
That's
9.
true.
Yeah, if they are, they're at Doc Ford's. It's where they go. It's the place open latest on the island. I mean,
Yeah.
I miss George and Wendy's.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
I miss George and Wendy's.
Yeah.
So
everybody does.
George and
And
Wendy's was the shit.
Jacarandas.
Yep. And
Well, it wasn't Jacaranda. It was
Tipsy
Tipsy
Turtle.
Tipsy Turtle.
Yeah.
I took my friends to Tipsy Turtle
Yeah.
every once in a while.
Yeah, I'm
That
just
was
hoping
good.
that those spaces that, because it's nice to see Lighthouse Cafe has got a new home. You know, I can't wait for the Pink Flamingo to open again.
Yeah, Lazy Flamingo.
Yeah, Lazy Flamingo.
Yeah.
Pink Flamingo.
It's the same.
They're all-
Same
it's all right.
thing, yeah.
We're all
Good.
flipping
We got it.
flamingos. You know, it's watching the growth continue to happen. Like Sundial reopening.
Yeah, I think they just
That's-
reopened.
Yeah, that's a big move for them. They're only booking weeks now, so be mindful.
But you can get a day pass. Did you see that?
I saw the article the other day. There
Yeah.
are some people that are very happy about that, and there are some that aren't.
They're not very happy. Right. You can't please
No,
everybody.
you
right?
can't. And that's some advice I got from a boss once. He goes, if everyone is happy, then I'm not doing my job right. And I said, that's awesome. I like that advice a lot. I'm going to use that all the time.
So you are a busy guy.
I am. Yeah, I like it. It's better. It's better that way. you know.
Is your wife a happy lady?
She is busy too. She actually started Valerie's House here in Southwest Florida.
Really?
Yeah, so she's.
Oh, so tell everybody about Valerie's house.
Valerie's
Well,
House is a grief center for children and families that have lost someone, a sibling, a parent, a loved one. And she started it from scratch 8 years ago.
I did not know that.
Yeah, and they have moved into their permanent house, their forever home, they call it, which is now they renamed it Valerie's House Way over off Veronica Shoemaker in
Yeah.
Fort Myers. It has helped thousands of families.
Yeah.
And they've actually branched out into 4 different counties. So they're in Collier, Lee, Charlotte, and Pensacola. They're in Pensacola.
Wow.
So
Wow.
she is a saint.
Yeah.
And I have no idea how she puts up with me at all, ever. I don't. She's an amazing, amazing woman that has done amazing things for the community here with Valerie's House. And
Yeah.
it has helped so many families. I volunteered at Valerie's House for 3 years myself. So,
Really?
yeah.
Oh, that's so
Wow.
cool.
Yeah.
So
no.
it's really,
An amazing journey.
it's an interesting dynamic in my house.
I'm sure.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
I want to
You know,
come be a
honey,
fly on the wall.
you want to hear this joke? Did you know that someone just died? I'm like, that is not what we're shooting for.
Oh my God. Who's
These-
your favorite comic? Do you have a comic favorite?
I do have a lot of favorites for different reasons. Like as far as ones I've worked with, Dale Jones is probably one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Like I love watching him perform, and it's just so good. It's just so sharp, and he's so all over the place. And I go, I can relate to that. I have ADD too, and
No, I didn't.
but there's just so many different comics that I've got to work with that I just love
Yeah.
for different reasons.
You just love
How
comedy.
was
Yeah.
Ron White to work with?
Ron is awesome. Ron is all business when he gets on stage, but he's a really, truly, genuinely good guy.
Is he?
He loves to when it's off time, he just wants to play golf,
Yeah.
relax. I mean, his mother lived in Florida until she recently passed a couple months ago, but he'd come down and see her all the time, and he just loves to play golf. He
Really?
loves to play golf, and he loves to tell jokes, and he's just a solid guy that I learned a lot from. So,
Really?
yeah,
Very cool.
And he helped you out with
yeah. We'd sit on the bus and talk and chat about jokes and stuff like that. And I'd ask him about when he started and because he didn't start that early either. I started comedy when I was 40, so he's been doing it for 30 plus years. So it wasn't too much of a big change. Like he started late too. So I was like, oh, there's hope.
Were you a
Great.
funny kid? Did you drive your parents crazy?
A little bit, yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I wrote a comedy skit, and I was in 4th grade. That was like my first intro to comedy. I wrote it on my own and performed it in front of the school.
Oh, that's awesome! Like the talent show or something.
Yeah, we did a honeymooners skit. Ralph Cramden and my buddy played Norton, and yeah, it was fun.
And you were mentioning you have a show somewhere else, right? At Lansdowne Street? Is that?
Yeah, we had a party. My friend and Billy Conran, we did a show called Two Wicked Smart Guys.
Smart.
Wicked Smart Guys, spelled that way too, SMAHT. We did the show from 2016 to 2015, 2016 to 2018. We had a pretty good following, and we did it live. We did a live show on Facebook, and we sat there for an hour and talked about whatever we wanted to. But as everyone knows, life changes, things happen, schedules change, so we couldn't do the show anymore. We're bringing it back August 13th. So I am super excited about it.
Cool.
On Facebook or something
Yeah,
else?
it's going to be on Facebook Live. We'll run it. We have our own page there. Two Wicked Smart Guys. Remember, there's no R. It's smart.
So smart.
Say it like a Bostonian. Smart.
Let's spell it for us.
Maybe Max could help you out with that, because there's a way to where you could actually go live and hit all the platforms at once.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we're only on Facebook because we were didn't know what else to do. And the strangest thing is that we started getting a following because we'd boost the show, we'd promote the show and boost the show. And then we started getting people from Dublin, Ireland watching us.
No way.
So then we had 18,000 people from Dublin, Ireland watching us on a show. And I was like, you guys are all drunk. That's why you're watching this right now. We're your best nighttime TV. I was like, and I can probably
18,000. That's crazy.
Yeah, I think our highest show watch was 45,000. That was the highest show watch we had.
Really?
Yeah, we don't know how it happened. We were just two dummies talking to each other.
Are you just sitting in your living room?
No, we're
actually
at the bar.
We
do it at the bar. We were either outside or we had our own booth inside, and we'd just sit there and we'd set up the camera and we'd.
Would you bring customers into it? Or?
Yeah, we talk to people.
Yeah,
and someone would be like, "What are you doing?" And I'll be like, I don't know. What are you doing? We'd just talk to people randomly. We'd have guests on. We're going to try to get guests on. We want to get the sheriff on there. We want to get Carmine Massino up there.
Yeah. Oh, here's
Casino Motel.
Yeah. You got to talk to him. I want to talk to him. I think that'd just be a fun
That
interview.
would be him being. Oh, he'd be so funny.
Oh yeah,
insane.
it's like I was like, you're going to leave before us. I'd be like, probably don't come in uniform. Don't work. Okay,
just come hang out.
Yeah, just come out.
All right. Wow. I don't even know how you fit all this in. Do you have children too?
No. I have a dog. I have a dog. It's so much easier that way.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a 100-pound German Shepherd. Don't come to my house, people. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
He'll greet you not nicely.
All right, Max. So you got something for us with the trivia?
I had trivia, and then it looks like you guys talked about it all. So
That's all right. We probably forgot. To be honest.
Wow, we covered things we didn't know we should have covered.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
this happens sometimes.
But I'm sure we've forgotten.
All right,
Can you put a bonus in there or something?
I've got one question
pressure.
that might stump you.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll see.
Okay.
All right. The first question is the original Sanibel Island Comedy Club was located where and closed down when?
Okay. I forget already.
Well,
I actually don't know the answer to the second part of that question.
well, that's no.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so we're all right then.
Well, this is
Everybody's
perfect.
correct.
So
Everyone's
located what
right.
restaurant it was at? Or
I will
I don't
say
know anything more than what I read to you earlier in that article.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay. How do we? How are you gonna guess? How are
What's
you
the
gonna say
address?
who won?
You actually give me the
Oh,
address.
I got that.
Oh, no,
I know that.
Come on
Yeah,
now.
give me the address. There we go. Then we can get some points in.
Okay.
You got it, Dad. I see.
What? Oh, what? You're cheating? All right. Go on, Nick. You're first.
I got one Rabbit Road. 2001.
The restaurant was Timbers, I believe, before it moved to its location now,
Well,
on Rabbit Road.
That doesn't tell you much because Timbers isn't there anymore.
Well, all right, on Rabbit Road in 1999 to 2002.
Well, it said when did it close? You're trying to overachieve.
I said when
Rory.
did it close?
He did say that. All
When
right.
did it close? Not when
That's
it
a short
opened.
lifeline for something that was there 23 years. We're not good at math. All right. I had next to the OG Dock Fords on Sanibel Island at 975 Rabbit Road, closed in 2001.
Yes.
2001.
971?
975.
975 Rabbit
Put it up,
Road.
put it up.
Bang.
And 2001 sounds good to me.
Okay.
Perfect. See?
right.
See? It wasn't just 9/11 that killed things on around here. Sorry, was that too much?
Take your paddle back, Rob.
Oh,
we're
we're
still
doing it.
going.
All right, we
still
have
going?
one more question.
Okay.
The other ones have already been answered 100 times over.
Okay.
So
All
this
right.
will have to be. So is
So
this worth 2 points?
Rob's in the lead.
This is worth 2 points.
Okay.
2 points.
So we could come back.
This is like Jeopardy at home.
Great. All right. There are 2 ways to spell the word Calusa. How is Calusa Comedy Club spelled?
Oh.
Oh, you know who's not going out on this one.
He's thinking hard.
There's one
He's
right way
erasing.
and one wrong way.
He's erasing. He's writing again. More erasing. All right, Nick, we need an answer.
Do you want to borrow mine?
I've run out of ink.
All right.
All right,
What'd you
everyone
get?
put your paddles up at the same time. Calusa, double O, not USA.
Caloosa. Oh, you said that.
Yep.
Okay,
So we got it.
perfect.
We
I
all
just
got
want to
it.
say I was watching what my dad was writing, and he erased the second O and decided to write Caloosa, which is not one of the 2 ways you can spell Calusa.
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 Que pasa, amigos?
So that means Rob is the winner.
Rob is the
obviously.
winner.
Yeah.
We have there you
Also voted most fun guest of 2024.
Yes.
Exactly.
go. Winner, chicken dinner.
Fantastic.
If anyone has more information about the original
Yeah, please
comedy
let us
club,
know in
please
the
let me know
comments.
so I can update my trivia questions.
One of
There's
the
a lack of
bartenders.
information.
One of the bartenders at Rosalita's worked at the comedy club.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she worked at the comedy club.
We
Oh,
can
wow.
ask Dan. We need to ask Dan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you're on the island, visiting the island, planning on to make a good trip to the island because it is open. This previous tropical storm did not kill us again.
No.
Thank God.
Unlike what people are saying, it's not like Sarasota.
Yeah.
Come on down. Come to the show.
And how do they get in touch with you? What's the best way to get?
Best way is go to calusacomedy.com. There's a place you can just write
With
at the
2
bottom.
O's.
Yep, with 2 O's.
2 O's.
2 O's.
At the bottom of the first page, right under our logo, you can just put in a
Click on
little message, and boom, it'll go right to me, and then
Boom.
I will answer you back quickly.
Quickly.
I don't.
I love it.
Hey, I've got to ask you, do you still play golf?
I do.
You do?
I was in Boston playing a golf tournament this past weekend.
Oh,
How do you
play
have time for
seriously?
that?
You just make shit up. Can I swear on this? That's the first time I swore the whole time. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
no, that's it. No, I think Max did.
That's
You're
probably
all
the
right.
first time in 90 episodes that anyone's sworn.
We're leaving it in. Just
Yeah.
to-
So yeah, I played pretty badly the first day, better the second day, and then the third day I was 2 under par.
Wow.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Can
so
I
you
tell
still
my-
got it?
Can I tell my knock joke?
No.
Yes.
No. No.
No.
I might be headlining.
That's like when you come up to a photographer
Doing
and
a
say,
guest spot
"Look at this
tonight
picture."
on the podcast.
Here we go, Laurie. Get the jug of
feature
margarita
act.
quick.
Max told me I was banned from telling a knock joke, but I'm
right.
going for it.
All right,
You ready?
go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Interrupting cow.
Interrupting. Moo! Folks, that's our show.
Yeah, that's our
It's
show.
been
Thank
great
We're
to
going
be
to wrap
here.
this up now. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. See you
On that
later.
note,
See you on the
yeah.
next
Thank
one.
you very
Call me,
much.
Rob.
Do you want? Lend this now.
All right, thanks very much for joining us. Make sure you like and subscribe
Thank you.
so that you can get future content. Thanks very much for joining us, and please check us out on all your socials where Laurie's updating all the time, and look for future content. Have a great one, guys. Thanks.